Hey, 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 we are back for another episode of Let's Talk About It. So, yesterday we talked about um, reaching out, and I asked you guys a couple of questions about reaching out and how to kind of do that. And so, on that same post last week about the 7 steps of connection, somebody else also mentioned that what was really challenging for them was being present. So, being present, let's talk about it. What does being present look like to you? That's my first question. What does it look like to you? And for some people in today's world, being present could look very, very scary because we are faced with so many notifications, so many distractions that those distractions are how we cope with things. So, as much as we want to be present, I think we've become numb to all the distractions, all the notifications, and it's become our quote normal, right? We look to devices like this, which is kind of ironic that one of the great connectors in the world of this phone is also one of the biggest distractions that we have in life. Um, I think I made a post maybe going on a year ago where I was talking about if you want to start creating more connection, treat your phone like we're back in the 90s, right? Don't look to get more integrated in the phone the way that we've adapted it now. It's taking a step back and remembering when, hey, phones were attached to the wall. You know, you might have tripped over the cord every once in a while. And for me, what I remember vividly about phones when that was the case is having to actually have conversations with parents of my friends because they were in charge of the phone. And so you had to say, hey, is so and so there? Can I talk to them? And so I think there's something valuable about having the actual cord attached to the phone. And here's what it is. Here is a key point about being present too. So let me get my phone back again. With this device here, what's changed from then to now? And one word comes up for me, and it's access. And so, access is creating a challenge in our presence because we have so many areas where people have access to us 24/7, 365 days. And I think that's one way to start working on presence is starting to set boundaries with this device here. So, what does that look like in meaningful relationships and meaningful connections? Um, let's see. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, right? But look, this is what the screen looks like. And so you can see right now down there at the bottom, I have the do not disturb button pushed in. So nobody can give me a call or nobody can get in touch with me at this moment because I'm doing my best to remain present with you here in this video. So, how often do you use that feature to your advantage? Now, I would go a step further and say, going back to this thing, if you look in the very top corner there, right, the airplane, I'd say if you want to really set a boundary with the access that people have to you, then start utilizing airplane mode, because that way nobody's getting in touch with you until you are ready for that to happen. Um, and, another thing that comes with this, and we do this in the coaching program, in the loneliness solution, is there's a whole period of time where we set a reverse um, alarm, and it can be whatever time it needs to be for you. But what we chose as a community during the group last time was 9 p.m. And so at 9 p.m., the alarm would go off and it would say, okay, no more social media. No more social media until the very next day. And so, what does that do? At the beginning, it can be very challenging because what do? We scroll, 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 and now you're taking that away. But as we found when we did it in the loneliness solution, is people started getting reconnected with nature, started spending more time outside, started spending time writing. Um, and so what happened? We limited access. So to me, that's the key message that I think about when I think about presence is access. Who am I giving access to, and who am I focused on? Who am I focused on in this moment? Am I actually there? I really wish I could pull up this video of Jay Shetty, because he shares a great insight about this very topic. And it's talking about giving 100%. And, it's the old adage of, do you want me for a long time where I'm distracted, or do you want 100% of all of me? And I think that's what I strive to do with presence, is in the moment when I'm with someone, they get 100% of me in that moment to the best of my ability. So let's kind of recap a little bit. So, first question is, what does presence look like to you? I think defining that for yourself gives you the space to set the rules, right? Everything's about rules. As humans, we have rules that we follow that we're not even aware of. They just become natural parts of what we're doing. And so I think part of having these conversations is starting to understand an awareness, and come back to what it is that you really want to create. So, what does presence look like to you? What rules do you need to put in place to create that presence? What are the rules you need to put in place to create that presence? And then the last one that I would ask is, how is your current level of presence? How's it impacting your relationships with the people you care about? And it's not to place judgment on that. It's just to gain, again, an awareness that my presence isn't where I want it to be. I understand that it's impacting certain relationships in a way that I no longer want it to. And then we have the plan to take the actions to help create that. So, those are a couple of questions. Again, looking at the phone, right? Certain things that you can do to start to put rules around how people access you. Start utilizing the do not disturb button. Start utilizing airplane mode. When you're with someone, If you know that that connection is really important to you, I would say figure out a safe place to put your phone where it's not with you during that time that you're with that person. Because, you know, if I'm sitting here and I'm getting ready to have a conversation with you, and yet I brought this in and I put it on the table, I put it face down on the table. What is that actually saying? We think that is saying one thing, but I don't think that's what it's actually saying. I think when we put it down there, it's creating a message like what we want it to say is, hey, look, you're important to me. I'm putting this phone down. And I can't see who's calling. I put it face down, and yet I think what it actually is portraying, at least to me in this moment, I think that it's actually saying, look how important this phone is to me, over our connection here today. So, what can you do to eliminate the phone in those moments when you know that you want to create really meaningful connection with a person? Maybe that looks like leaving it in your car. Maybe if you're going somewhere where you're close to home and you have somebody that you can tell, maybe it's telling somebody, hey, I'm going here. Can you give me a call around this time? This is when I expect to be home, and not even taking your phone with you. But you have to figure out what that looks like to you. But imagine if you were given the freedom to not even worry about the phone when you're talking with this person, when you're connecting with this person. So, those are just a couple of my thoughts. Again, I want to continue these. I don't think that they'll be daily unless you guys start giving me lots of questions and topics that you want my insight on. But I want to bring these live in person. These are my thoughts in this moment to support you. So if you want to leave anything, this is going to be on Facebook and YouTube. So you can connect with me on either one of the platforms. Leave a comment under the video, send me a direct message, whatever you want to do to connect with me and ask questions and contribute to the conversation. Do that. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon.